Okay. Okay, I want to be mindful of your time. So I'm going to be watching to see if anybody hops on late, and also recording this. So if we have coaches that aren't here tonight and you want to share them with your teams, you definitely can. So I'm so excited to introduce our guest speaker tonight because I know her personally and she's one of my friends here in Mississippi and I just love her so much. So tonight we have Ursula speaking with us. She is a wife, she's a dog mom, she is a teacher, and she is a killer coach. She started coaching, what was it, July or August of last year?
End of July, yeah.
End of July last year. And as soon as she started coaching, she went all in and just started crushing it right away, hitting Success Club. And she hit Success Club, I want to say every month, but she at least hit it the 3 months of the first 6, which qualified her to be a Success starter, which not only earned her ticket to Summit for free. I'm so excited to see you there in July. But she also earned a spot in an exclusive test group. And so that's what's so important about Success Starter is you get this opportunity that can be incredibly powerful for leveraging your business. So tonight I asked Ursula to come and share a little bit about what her experience was like in the 4-week gut protocol test group, kind of what the results look like, how the program looks, and her launch plan, because this is a huge launch for our company. And I feel like this is something that could really impact so many people because gut health has become such a big issue in America. So I'm going to pass it over to Ursula and let her take it away. And then hopefully at the end, we'll have some time for some questions.
Yes. Okay. Well, thank you. First of all, it's so nice to see everybody, and y'all have an amazing, amazing, awesome coach. I love her to death. She's actually one of the reasons I started coaching. Like, my coach had asked me for years if I wanted to coach because I was a good challenger, whatever you call it. And then it was Kristen last summer. I sat down with her and was talking to her about it and was just like, this could be a big thing. I'm just going to go all in. So I did. But thanks to her. She's a wonderful coach. I'm glad you starter because that's actually what I was going to start with. If y'all are new coaches, I mean, I don't know if you're new or not, but if you're new within your first 6 months, you need to be a Success starter. It is the most amazing experience. It was the coolest thing. Autumn is my favorite. I know she's not like Kristen's favorite, but she is my absolute favorite, like, spirit animal. She's just a firecracker, and she's just a wealth of information. And she got in the group, in the test group, and it was a blog group, but she would get in live every day. She would get on there and answer your questions. Like, I have screenshots that I'm going to probably save forever where she would comment and like on my post and like actually say like my name and stuff like that. And it's just the coolest experience. So y'all, if you are a new coach, you need to get to Success Starter. And all you have to do is hit SC5. I mean, like, aim for SC10 if you can, because you're helping more people with that. But all you've got to do is hit SC5 first 3 months within your 6 months of first 6 months of coaching. And then you also get a free ticket to Summit, like she was talking about. And yeah, it's it's just the coolest experience. But okay, so to get started with the 4-week gut protocol, it is 4 weeks and it's for anybody. It's Autumn preached this. It's for not just people with gut issues, but people with any issues. The reason I started to do it, or the reason I wanted to do it, besides the fact that I was in the test group for the Success Starter, I've had bloating issues and constipation issues and like all kinds of gut issues like that my whole life. And like to the point where I've tried so many different diets, elixirs, the soup diet, there was like a brief moment where, I'm not proud of this, but it was a learning experience. And when I went anorexic, because I was just so upset that my stomach was always bloated and just felt terrible. Thankfully that didn't last long, but so many gut issues. And so I was like, okay, if this could help me with that, then I definitely want to try it. And then I heard a testimony from Autumn where she said she had the exact same things going on. She's almost 40. It was just her getting older. And I thought that I just had to accept this, like, okay, whatever. I'm going to eat food and I'm going to get bloated for like 2 hours. I'm just not going to eat that much when I go to the beach and I'm wearing a swimsuit. Like, that's dumb, because then you're hungry on the beach and then you get hangry and you're not having fun. And it's just dumb and you just shouldn't care about it. But the fact that this program helped me out with that, like, I don't know if y'all seen my Facebook or Instagram, but my transformation pictures, and then the transformations from the other girls in the test group was amazing. And the reason she says it's for everybody is because there are things that I learned over this 4 weeks. I mean, I have a journal. There was something every single week. And then Autumn actually, where is that? I took it out. She will give you, it'll look similar to this, but this is the tracker to track how you feel every week. And don't skip this. Like, I mean, write down every little thing that you feel, because you're going to go back and be like, oh my gosh, I didn't realize that I felt like that. I didn't realize this did that. The first week, I'm not going to lie, was kind of rough for me because I was coming off of COVID. So I had COVID fatigue. I was literally falling asleep at my desk. And then day 5 hit, and it was like I woke up a brand new woman. Like, so much energy. I don't know if y'all take drink Energize, but so much energy. I only needed a half of Energize that day to get me going. And then I was like bouncing off the walls for the rest of the day. So that was a huge thing for me. But give all the details you can with this tracker, because I went back and looked at it. And after the first week, I have a lot of anxiety and a lot of like stress anyway. And I've been trying to come off my anxiety meds for like 2 years now. And one of my biggest things that I learned from this program, and that I benefited from this program, was my anxiety meds went down. So I'll explain that. The first week, I had the fatigue and stuff like that. Well, then I started to notice like I wasn't feeling super anxious anymore. And like I would during the day, like halfway through the day. So I tested a theory, and if you're taking anxiety meds, like, do not do this without talking to your doctor first. Like, I know my body and I know how I feel without it. So I started taking my medicine every other day. And then by week 3.5, I was sitting on the couch with my husband, and I was going to get my vitamins, like that I feed both of us every day. And I realized I had not taken my Lexapro in 3 days. And I'm not kidding. I hadn't taken it in 3 days, and I didn't even notice. Like, I had no idea. Like, I didn't even notice. I wasn't an emotional mess. I wasn't super depressed and crying. Like, you can ask my husband. I remember specific times when I tried to get off and just bawled my eyeballs out, and it was horrible. Didn't have any of that. So needless to say, it helped with my anxiety. And going into this, I told you that my symptoms were bloating and gas and constipation. I had no idea I was going to get mental health benefits from this. That's why this program's so huge. It helped people with, like, I don't have skin issues, but one of the girls, the coach is Erin Hopkins. She has psoriasis, and you should see her before and after pictures. Now, don't go tell people like this can cure psoriasis. Just say like it may help skin issues. Make sure you say may help, like you're not guaranteeing anything, but you should see her transformation pictures, and she probably has them on her Instagram page, that her skin looks so much better and so much clearer. There was one lady who had like deep dark circles, and she took her before and after pictures like each week, and you could tell they just went down because her face wasn't as puffy, her allergies weren't as bad, and her sleep was better. So there's so many things, like this could help so many people. So when you're launching this program, don't just put on your stories and your posts if you have like gas or cramps or bloating or constipation. Like, use all of the things. Go look at, like, I'll share some more transformations on my page too, but skin issues, anxiety, mental health, stress, sleep. That was another thing. Week 3, we had to do these like homework video log things that were kind of fun, but tracking how we felt. And in week 3, I realized that I wasn't falling asleep at my desk anymore when my kids had nap time. I'm a kindergarten teacher, and my kids have nap time. And normally I would drink a cup of coffee in the morning, and then I would have an Energize in the afternoon. Well, on this program, and don't like broadcast this everywhere because Autumn told us not to, but on this program, you can have 3 cups of coffee a week. So that was like a huge thing for me, but there's a reason behind it. You can have green tea, you can have matcha lattes, and you can have 1 Energize a day, but 3 cups of coffee a week. So I couldn't have my coffee in the morning and Energize in the afternoon. But by week 3, I noticed that I didn't need the extra Energize in the afternoon. So I drank half my Energize in the morning, half my Energize in the afternoon when my kids had nap time. And that was it, if I even wanted it. So the amount of natural energy that you get this from this program too is awesome. Like, it's amazing. And I'm trying to give y'all the Spark Notes version. Sorry, Kristen. So I'm not taking too long. But I just don't want to gloss over the fact that it can help so many people with so many issues. One other thing, Gas-X and Tums and Nausine, like those little tablets, are my best friend. I literally take them everywhere. Anytime I go on a trip, anytime I go anywhere, like to the beach or whatever. And if I don't have them, we're going to the gas station, or we're going to find a 24-hour Walmart and we're going to go get some, because it was that bad. And I noticed after the program was over, there were so many things that I found out, but after the program was over, I realized that I didn't take Gas-X the entire program. I took it twice the first week, and that was it. And then the rest of the program, I didn't even touch it. I didn't need it. I wasn't spending money on it. So that was a huge thing for me too. So those are just a few of my transformations, but there's so many, like so many. And I hope y'all can find some of the test group girls that have some, or I can share some on my page too, because there's that many transformations. One thing, so like I said, you'll get this tracker. And at the top, it says 30 plants a week. So Autumn will explain to you in the videos. Make sure when you're launching this program to your customers that you tell them to watch those videos. There's a video for each week. There's an introduction video where she talks about the foods list, because it is a hybrid version of the portion fix, which I'll show you the meal planner. So this is the tracker, and I'm actually going to tell all my girls to print it out. I have a binder that I put it in. This is what it'll look like. So you are using containers, but there's a hybrid version. So like for carbs, there's a carb A and a carb B. For proteins, there's a protein A and a protein B. So like lentils and black beans and chickpeas and things like that, those are actually a protein in this program, and they're a plant protein. So since you're cutting out dairy and you're cutting out gluten and you're reducing your caffeine intake, and you're cutting out artificial sweeteners and all of that, she actually supplemented like lentils and black beans and things like that as a protein. And then there's also things like free foods. You want to have 3 servings of fermented foods a week. So like sauerkraut, kimchi, found out I liked kombucha. That stuff's delicious. You can have that. She wants you to have at least 3 servings of those a week, because your gut microbiome feeds off those. And she'll talk about these, but she calls them gut bugs. And it's like they soak up all the nutrients, and then they can actually like expel the toxins and things from the stuff that you're eating. So making sure that you get those fermented foods in there really helps them. And speaking of the gut bugs, the supplements, I do want to talk about the supplements. You don't have to get the supplements. There were girls in the test group in Canada who did not have them. I don't know if any of y'all are in Canada, but I don't think they're offered there just yet. But Autumn does give suggestions for the supplements if you want to get them. So the first one is the, one is optimized and one's revitalized. I'm sorry, I don't remember which one's which. But one's a probiotic and a prebiotic. And so you take that once a day, and it kind of gets your system going. You'll take it 30 minutes before breakfast. And the other is the digestive enzymes. So you have protease, amylase, and help me out. Amylase, protease, and there's another one. But that's what the digestive enzymes are. And one of them breaks down the proteins, one of them breaks down the carbs, and one of them breaks down the fats in your foods. So you have those 3 times a day. You take 2 pills 30 minutes before a meal, and it will actually help you digest your food better. But also the digestive enzymes kind of like clear a pathway for all of your nutrients to be absorbed, if that makes sense. That's kind of how Autumn told us that went. So they're really important. And I actually, when I was doing the program and she told us we didn't have to have them, I was like, oh, cool, cheaper option for other people that, can't buy the Autumn's Choice Pack or whatever. But then I got off the program and wasn't using them anymore, and I could definitely tell a difference. So I would highly recommend them. And if you have somebody that, like I had somebody that takes the Arbonne probiotic and digestive enzymes, those are fine, but don't use any other protein powders on this program. So like if you want to go get a protein powder at Walmart, I would suggest, or she would suggest, not doing that just because of other things that are mixed in with the chemicals. So they're like they're chemically processed, but Shakeology is not. So the chemicals might mess with like something you're trying to figure out in your gut health and then your mental health as well. Because come to find out, chemicals do affect your mental health. Who would have thought? But so yeah, the supplements are helpful. But like I said, if somebody can't get them, I would tell them just to go get a pre or probiotic and make sure it doesn't have like any added chemicals or anything in it. Okay. So I did say you can have 3 cups of coffee a week and 1 Energize a day. The reason for that is because you are only allowed 10 grams added sugars a day. So you can have, like, people ask about Recover. You can have Recover, but then that's like 6 or 7 grams of sugar, I think. So you wouldn't be able to have your Shakeology. So Autumn said it's kind of like, you know, which one you think is better, but she definitely suggested Shakeology is most beneficial because of all the nutrients in it, adaptogens, pre and probiotics, and the superfoods. So I didn't drink Recover while I was on this program. I just did the Shakeology and the Energize. And the days that I wanted to do, like, you can have dairy-free chocolate chips, and there's a couple recipes like trail mixes and things for those. So that was like a lifesaver for me, is having my little chocolate chips. On the days that I would have those, when they had added sugars, I would drink black coffee instead of my Energize. So it's all about planning. And that was my next point. I went shopping once a week. I suggest don't go shopping for a big for like all 4 weeks at one time or 2 weeks at one time, because you're going to get overwhelmed and forget what you were planning, and your fruits and vegetables will most likely go bad. She wants you to have 30 plants a week. So you're trying anything and everything, and she'll give you examples. But I mean, like, I tried things I've never tried before, and I will probably never try again. But then I tried things like bok choy and leeks and radishes. Didn't know I'd like those, but love those. So she tells you to just go to the grocery store and basically pick some things, try them. She's got recipes to cook them, or you can Google. Pinterest is great too. But to just figure out which vegetables work best for you. I found out that cauliflower and broccoli are 2 of my favorite vegetables, and they bloat me horribly. So what I do is I will take half a serving of cauliflower and then half a serving of green beans, or some like less gaseous vegetable, so that I'm not bloated and stuff. But it's all about figuring it out. In the first week, she will tell you to cook all your vegetables. Like I said, watch the videos because she'll explain all of this. But there is a really, really big, important reason for why you cook all your vegetables, and she'll explain that. But it has stuff to do with like the gases and things like that, and the amount of fiber you're taking in that first week, and it's new to your body, and you just don't want to blow up, pretty much. So watch the video on that, and she'll explain all of that. I will say the first week, the containers. So I was on plan A, and instead of 4 greens that they are usually on the portion fix, there were 6. And I know it looked like a lot at first, like that's a lot of veggies, but you can sneak them into places. Like the first week, I would get the frozen rice cauliflower or frozen butternut squash, and cook it the night before. And then I would blend my shake up, stick it in the fridge so it'd be cold, and then I would drink it the next day, or like for breakfast or whatever. So you sneak in a veggie there, and you get your Shakeology, and it's cold, and you don't taste it. It makes it creamier. I also put spinach in my oatmeal. I cooked a pot of oatmeal, and then I would put spinach in there. Sometimes I'd put it in the little food processor before sticking it in. I know that sounds gross, but texture doesn't bother me. So if it doesn't bother you and you're sneaking a veggie in there, then do it the best you can. But she actually said, like, she put recipes on there. She ate like broccoli and breakfast sausage and stuff like that. So you could also have that for breakfast and just not care what anybody else thinks, which I don't. But sorry, one of these. Let's see. Thank you, girls. Thank you. No. So did you feel hungry, or was the nutrition program sustainable? It actually was very sustainable. The only times when I did feel hungry was like the first week when I was trying to get used to it. I wasn't eating enough, and I didn't realize that. So like I had my containers laid out, but then like I would forget. like what I ate that day or whatever. So after that, I started screenshotting what I was eating. And then when I went to work, I would have it and make sure like I ate whatever I had in my fridge at work. So that I wasn't hungry. But no, you stay pretty full, especially with all the veggies and fiber you're getting. And then you're also drinking a lot of water. You stay pretty full with that. And let's see, nursing moms. Yes, she did talk about nursing moms and pregnancy for Kristen. She said that it is, it's a complicated situation. It's not different. You're just eating more. So you'll recalculate. It's just like the portion fix. You'll recalculate your calorie target, and then you'll just go by the containers on that. But she did say if you're pregnant or nursing, well, not necessarily nursing, but if you're pregnant, you're going to have all those indigestion, gas bubbles, cramps and stuff like that. And you may not notice like the things that you normally would have noticed before you're pregnant because of the pregnancy. So she said you can do it, but you're probably going to want to do it again after you have the baby, because there's probably a lot of things that you didn't notice just because your hormones are going so crazy and stuff. But yeah, Kristen, hormonal changes. Cutting out gluten. I'm actually allergic to gluten, so nope, wasn't hard. But I did talk to some girls on the test group for this reason, and it isn't everything. But one of the things that you want to get to know really well is checking your labels. And she will talk about this in one of the first videos. Check your labels on everything, because she's right. I mean, you're right. Gluten isn't everything. It's very sneaky. But just make sure you're looking at your labels, and like fruits and veggies aren't going to have it, but processed things are not on the program either. Okay. I haven't done Whole30, Natalia. I'm so sorry. I haven't done that in years, so I can't really speak on that. And yes, I was eating more than 3 times a day. I actually ate 6 times a day because I spread out my containers, but you don't have to eat 6 times a day. You can eat your containers more condensed. Let's see. Reintroduction. Okay, so I did this all wrong. That's why I'm so excited that I'm doing it again. But she does have a tracker for you to do reintroduction, and she has the video. I'm just going to be honest, I did it wrong. She has a video that goes with it. Somehow I missed that video. Don't know how that went over my head. But you reintroduce them in order from gluten. You start with gluten, dairy, highly processed soy, and then alcohol. And if you want to do artificial sweeteners, you do those. But you reintroduce a food, and then you wait 48 hours and see how you feel, track how you feel. You're still following the 4-week gut protocol plan. So you're still eating the same way as you would on the 4-week gut protocol, but then you introduce that one thing. So one meal, gluten, bread, whatever you want to eat, wait 48 hours and see how you feel. And then you can introduce the next one. If you do have a sensitivity to it, like if you do feel like I had ice cream, threw it up like 2 hours later, it was great. So I had to wait 3 days. She says, if you do have a sensitivity, wait 3 days for it to get completely out of your system, and then add the next food group. And then, make sure that you keep that other food group out of there, like dairy. Some dairy things are not going to work for me, but it's in the order. It's gluten, dairy, highly processed soy, alcohol, artificial sweeteners. So reintroduction does start after the 4 weeks. You continue to follow the gut protocol. So you're actually doing it for like 6 weeks. And she doesn't say that because you're reintroducing things at the same time. So it's more like 6 weeks. Yeah. But yeah, you're still getting other foods in there and like still figuring out what you can and can't have. And she actually follows a modified version of the 4-week gut protocol. Now anyway, like she'll have a glass of wine every now and then or a treat every now and then, but she says that she follows this because it fits best for her. And it really is easy to follow once you get the hang of it. There's a lot of information at first. You're going to get, like with this kind of stuff, it's overwhelming at first, but that was the other thing. I highly suggest when you're launching this, don't do it right away. Don't do it on March 15th. Don't do it the week after. Wait. Like it launches on the 15th. Have everybody there, but get to know the resources for yourself first. Like I'm going to launch a program on the 21st. I'm doing a group on the 21st because I was in the test group. I know all about this. But if I were y'all, I would just wait and get to know the resources first. And that way you're not overwhelming yourself and your challengers to launch this. And then I had a question. How are you launching this on social and in your current groups? And no, it's not like Time Nutrition. You get to make your own plan and eat however you want to. Like there's not certain things that you can have at certain times. I'm launching this on my stories with the slides that Autumn made from her website, autumncalabrese.com, and that she also has group slides called Nourish and Flourish for challenge groups. So you could use that as well. I actually have been just kind of sprinkling those videos in, the 4-week gut protocol videos into my challenge groups, and then going live in the challenge groups because it's better if they see you and like they see your excitement. So what I would do is make a list of the things you want to get out of this program, like your goals and your gut issues or your skin issues, whatever, mental health problems. Write those down first and then tell them that you're hoping to figure out whatever answer to this problem. And so that you can get the hype up and you can get the excitement up in your challenge groups, because like half the world has all of these issues too. So that's what I've been doing in my challenge groups to try to get them excited for it. And then, yeah, if y'all have questions, okay, if y'all have questions, yeah, ask them now. But on social media, I would suggest, when you're talking to somebody about, definitely share transformations and things like that. Y'all are welcome to share mine if you want to. But definitely ask them questions. So whenever somebody asks me about it and they're like, hey, can you give me more information? I say, well, it's a 4-week comprehensive gut program that's used to identify what foods your body likes the best and what it doesn't necessarily like. But then I ask them, do you have gut issues as well? Or do you have mental health issues, whatever? And then whatever they answer with is what I kind of cater the conversation to. Because it's such a wide variety of symptoms and issues, I don't want to sit here and talk to them about acne if they have gut issues, if they have bloating and constipation. So making sure that you're asking them a lot of questions so that you can help them the best way possible. So yeah, I hope that answered that question. Y'all are so welcome. And I know before it kicks us off, but thank you for having me on here. And if you have any more questions, I would love to answer them and just send them to Kristen, and then I can answer them for y'all. But thank y'all for having me.
Thank you so much, Ursula.
You're welcome. Sorry it was like Spark Notes version.
That was great. I feel like that was really, really good to hear your experience and then just how you're launching it. And we haven't got kicked off yet. So if y'all want to get your phone, oh, we're about to get kicked off. Let's try and get a boomerang. Can y'all hear me?
Oh, I'm on my phone. Somebody send it to me.
Okay, I'll send it to you. Let's try and get a quick boomerang. Are y'all ready? 3, 2, 1. Okay, I got it. I'll tag you, Ursula. Thanks again so much for just giving your insight and your wisdom and your experience. And I just feel like this is going to be such a helpful program for so many people. And the more equipped we can be as coaches, the better we can serve our clients and really just focus on getting people healthy and good results, especially going into the summer. Nobody wants to feel bloated during the summertime.
Right. Yeah, use that.
All right, you guys, thanks so much for coming. We'll see you guys on Monday for Team Call.
Thank you. Bye.